welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Natasha and I am on a health and wellness and weight loss journey. Today's video is going to be focusing specifically on the health section of things, specifically my GI problems. So if you are squeamish about talking about poop, I would leave, because I'm probably going to talk about poop and my bowel movements. It's just going to happen. We good? Okay. So, I think I kind of talked about this in some of the other videos, but essentially I have had GI issues for quite a while. I had my gallbladder removed when I was in high school, my senior year, because it stopped functioning and it had caused me to have major diarrhea issues and go many times a day. So that had to go. It was taken out. It was fine. And then I think it was 2 years later. Yeah, 2 years later, I started having other issues. So at that point in time, what essentially was noticed was that anytime I ate fruits, nuts, vegetables, whole grains, all of the good stuff, I could just tell what I ate from my poop because it was not digesting. So I'd be like, oh look, there's the salad from yesterday. So everything was identifiable. Nothing was, I mean, there's probably some parts of it that digested, but on the whole, none of it was digesting. It all just kind of came out as it went in. So, yeah, at that time I went to a GI doctor and they did a colonoscopy and all the tests and everything, and they're just like, it's IBS, we have no idea. We've got nothing for you. Figure something out. You're gonna just have to live with this. So I did for quite a while. And recently I had a bout where it was so bad. I had to go on a work trip and something made it worse. I don't know what, but something made it worse. And it was large amounts of GI pain for a week. I decided I needed to go back and try again to get some actual answers to figure out what's wrong with me, because I'm really tired of living like this. I'm so tired of it. It's so irritating. So I've got a very few clips of the process. It's mostly gonna be me talking. I'm sorry, it's gonna be long. It's how it is. So I had an appointment with my primary care, and he said maybe it's malabsorption or IBS, and referred me to a GI specialist. And so I had a first visit with the GI specialist. So I am sitting outside the gastroenterologist, about to go in. We're going to see what they have to say. I am excited, nervous, hoping that they can actually figure out what's wrong with me, give me some sort of answers and some sort of help, because I'm really tired of living like this. I don't know what I'm gonna do if they're just like, no, this is just how it is. You just have to learn to live with it again. This is what I'm just gonna have to live with, not eating fruits and vegetables. Really, it's not an option. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll give you an update later. I just hope that things get figured out. Yeah. But even if they're not, positivity, we're gonna keep going. Find something that works. Find some sort of way and not let that limit me. I can't think negatively about this, because when I do, then it just gives me an excuse to do nothing, and just be how I am, and it's not acceptable. I don't get to eat all the calories I want and all the pasta and all the everything and not work out. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. So, yes. So, bye. So after that visit, I was told that he wasn't really sure what could be the problem. He wanted to rule out the normal things, such as Crohn's, colitis, celiac disease, etc. Things that you can see when you do a colonoscopy. So at that time, I was very frustrated. When you told me you just want to do the same old stuff that you did last time, well, not him, because I've moved and it was a different doctor, but still, you want to do the same exact thing that you've done in the past to try and figure it out, and nothing came out of that. Nothing was figured out last time, and I've been living like this for so long. So I was not exactly pleased with that situation, but I figured no matter where I went, if I decided to change doctors, that maybe, they're probably gonna still want a colonoscopy because it's been so long since my last one, because I've already had 2 in my life, and this was gonna be the 3rd, and I was just like, but I agreed to do colonoscopy, and I did the colonoscopy. So I have a couple clips of the prep in my ramblings. Let's take a look. So it's 2 o'clock on the day before my colonoscopy, and I have to drink this lovely glass of colon prep. So we're gonna do that right now. It's going great. If I try to make it taste good, it doesn't taste good. Like cherry-ish. Got some apple juice to make it sort of better.
One eternity later.
Okay, that's done. I'll just redo that at 8 o'clock tonight, because I got a whole other bottle I gotta do. So, yeah. But did it. Now get my apple juice. So with the colonoscopy prep, it tastes disgusting. It's absolutely horrible. Soup prep is, of my 3 colonoscopies, I've had 3 different types of prep. I don't remember exactly what the first 2 were. My dad thinks one of them was like a Miralax over-the-counter sort of combination of things that the doctor told me to take. But the soup prep was a prescription, and which is what I took this time, and it tasted horrible, and it upset my stomach so bad. Like, I had crampage. I ended up throwing up with my first dose, which is not normal. But the doctors were like, well, I mean, you're already essentially peeing out your butt, because that's what happens, FYI. You're on a liquid diet and all those things, and so you essentially, it's just water that comes out. You get to a point, it's just water. So that, I was already at that point, and they're like, well, I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to, so even though you threw up most of it, I mean, it's working. So I didn't have to do anything else. So when you do have colonoscopy, you're essentially tied to the toilet for the day prior to. I did mine at like 6:30 in the morning was when I had mine scheduled. So the entire day prior to, it was nothing but clear liquids. I really just drank water, and I think I had apple juice. Like, I just was like, well, let's treat this sort of like as a water-ish fast. But I ended up needing the apple juice because I just needed it, and so I had it. I don't really like broth or things like that, so like I could have popsicles. You can't have anything with red or purple dye. You can technically have coffee, you just can't have creamer, or things like added sugar. I think you're not also supposed to do. But I really just did pretty much just apple juice. I think I had a Powerade or two, and water was what I drank. So while the pre-day sucks, I will just want to say this: please go get a colonoscopy if you need one. If you're of the age that it is recommended by the doctors to get one, do it. If you are having problems, go to a doctor, and if they say to do one, do it. While it sucks, like the prep is not fun, not knowing what's wrong with you and or like the potential for colon cancer and things, just do it. Please just do it. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's not. So please do it. So I finished all my prep, had my colonoscopy. It went fine. It was a colonoscopy. And then I had a follow-up with my doctor. At first, it was not going to be until January of 2021 because they were so booked. But then they had an opening, because it's supposed to be exactly a month after, or around a month after my colonoscopy. And they found an opening at one point in time, so I was able to get in earlier. So I got in mid-December. So during the follow-up appointment with my doctor, I was told that they didn't see anything in the colonoscopy, kind of like I expected. There was no Crohn's, no colitis, no Crohn's, colitis. I always forget what the third one is. It's the one where you can't have gluten. Celiacs. No celiacs. No evidence of any of that. No evidence of diverticulitis. Nothing. Everything looked fine. The things that were noticed were, the only physical things was that I had an inflamed stomach, which usually means that you're having a high acid production, is what they thought. So they thought that I had heartburn-ish, and I guess I did have a little bit of evidence of heartburn apparently. I personally, maybe twice a year have had an occasion where I feel like I've had heartburn, but it's been twice, and usually I'm not really sure what causes it, but it's every once in a while. But that's all that they noticed. So during the follow-up, he said, they had already told me that at the colonoscopy that's what was going on, but in the follow-up, we discussed other things. So he said that, obviously the heartburn, or I said, obviously the heartburn is not my main issue of why I'm here. So what else is in the realm of things to do for the main problems that I have? And he said that it could be IBS. And if it was IBS, because I do not have a gallbladder, the good IBS medication will not do anything. There is a second IBS medication that we could try and see if that works. Now, given the fact that last time I was told it was IBS, they said there was absolutely zero that they could do, and I just had to live with it. IBS to me is just get very angry when people tell me it's IBS. Not gonna lie. So I was not super happy with the IBS option. I mean, obviously if it's IBS, it's IBS, but then he said that there was a second option. So the second option is, I don't remember the term, but essentially it's because I don't have a gallbladder. There is constantly having bile drip into my small intestines. And because of this, because there's extra bile in the intestines when there doesn't really need to be, it could potentially be causing me to have a sped up digestive tract. because it's indicating to like the small intestine, hey, it's time to go. There's bile. Let's go. Let's process. Let's move things through here real fast. Now what I need. So that could be causing the diarrhea. That could also be potentially the cause of the inflamed stomach, not actually having acid reflux or anything like that. So bile can actually slip back up apparently into your stomach especially when you could potentially be overproducing it, and it's there constantly, so it can actually slip back up into the stomach, and that really does irritate it a lot apparently, and so that could be the cause of my inflamed stomach that they saw in the colonoscopy. So those were the two options. There is a medicine for the bile stuff, there's a medicine for IBS, so I could try either or, but it's just a like trial and error game at this point. So given that my symptoms started 2-ish years after my gallbladder was taken out, I kind of voted for that option, and said that was the one that I thought could match more of the symptoms potentially, and matched with the timeline more than IBS. Now it could still be IBS, but there's no test to be able to be like, yes, it's excess bile, or yes, it's IBS. It's just trial and error, try medicine, see what it does. So I have a prescription now for this Cholestyramine. I don't know if that's how I pronounce it at all. Which is a beverage, essentially. So it comes in, it's just loose powder. This is a little scoop that comes with it, and you use it to measure out your amount that you need. This whole thing is a 9-gram scoopage, and you scoop and you mix with water or a drink or whatever, and you take it up to 4 times a day. I do not take it 4 times a day. So we are currently doing a lowest minimal dose trial. So I'm at 2 times a day. Again, I've tried this since the middle of December, so it's been no more than 2 weeks now, 3 weeks maybe, because it's January 1st today when I'm recording this, so it's been about 3 weeks, and because I'm on the 9th actually, a little 3 weeks approximately. So I've been taking it twice a day. I can up it to 4 times a day if necessary. If I take it 4 times a day though, the likelihood that I will, so diarrhea has been my problem, but if you take too much of this, you can actually end up on the other end of the spectrum and become constipated, which I don't want. So again, lowest minimal effective dose, we're doing 2 times a day. I can work it up to 4 if necessary. This stuff tastes disgusting. It's supposed to be orange flavored. I don't know why they keep making things like flavored and good and like the soup prep and the this and that. Stop making things try and taste good. Just make it taste like nothing, as much nothing as you can make it, and then I can add it to what I want without having the weird gross orange flavor. Also, this does not mix well. I will probably put a video of it attempting to mix into water. I've tried, cold water works the worst. Normal water works pretty much the same. It's not good. It does not mix well at all. But I've been mixing it in with a variety of things. I've mixed it in with tea. That's not horrible. It's very chalky though. It makes everything taste chalky, and it has a slight orange flavor, but like not enough to be good. So I've been drinking orange juice in the morning normally, which I know is a lot of sugar and I'm not super happy about, but I have to hide that taste and get it on somewhere. The basic water, because you can mix it with essentially water, 8 ounces of water or juice or any sort of like liquidy foods. So water, it literally mixes so horribly and it's so chunky and tastes so bad that I have a bad gag reflex and I can barely make it down. I can do it, it just is not pleasant. So I've been trying to find ways to make it taste good. Orange flavored tea is okay. It works. I haven't tried it in coffee. I've got like applesauce and pudding and things to try it with, but I haven't tried them yet, so I don't know if they work. I might try it in like a sweet potato soup I'm planning on making. We shall see. If you've got any suggestions of things you think it would mix well with, please put it in the comments. Please give me any options. I need a variety of ways to be able to drink that multiple times a day. Ideally lower calorie. I'm going to be doing smoothies in the morning. So that's gonna be my breakfast and the medicine all mixed into one. I think I can hide it pretty well if I'm going to be blending things up literally in a blender, to try that. But every other time I need options. So any options you can provide would be very grateful for, because it's gross and I need to hide it. But on the positive side of things, I can no longer identify what I've eaten in my poop. So I think this might be the answer. I think it's the answer. I have eaten a variety of things that normally would be very trying on my stomach and GI system. Salads being one of those, but it's my favorite, and so I'd still eat it. But usually it would cause a very quick rush to the bathroom, a half a day-ish later. Sometimes a day, but not quite. Green beans usually wouldn't work out well. Broccoli was a definite no-no, but see, the thing is, I have the vegetables I like, and I don't like a whole lot of vegetables. So sweet potatoes even are a thing that, like, I can't even eat sweet potatoes or mashed carrots or any of that. I couldn't eat any of that without knowing and rushing to the bathroom after the fact. But I've eaten almost all of those things and not had there's been a couple rushes, but not really. And there's not been like this is diarrhea, this is exactly what you just had to eat. It looks like what I would say a normal person's poop would look like. Normal is good. I want normal. Finally getting normal. I'm getting to normal. It's great. So, positivity there. Potentially found my answer, but that means that for the rest of my life I'm gonna have to take this. And it's gross. So again, please provide me options of things I can mix this in that are varied. If you have taken the Cholestyramine before, please let me know what your experiences are, how you prefer to take it, the best ways you found to disguise it. If your doctor actually has like a pill option or something, like, I kind of think that maybe it has to be in the powdered form. I don't know this for sure, but I think it does to like be able to be active right away to bind to the bile, because that's what it does. It goes into your GI system and just binds with the extra bile. So it's not active, so it won't cause your GI system to just push things through. So I think that's why it has to be loose, but any options you got on how to disguise this or your experiences with it would be awesome. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm sure it is a fairly long and rambly video. So if you stuck around this far, thank you. If you liked this update, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't and you thought I was too rambly and you don't like poop discussions, that's fine. You can give it a thumbs down, whatever, no judgment, I get it. Again, leave me any comments you've got, and if you would like to follow along with the rest of my health and wellness and weight loss journey, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching.